What's up, guys? This is Sam Talks About Games, and today I'm going to be talking about Nintendo Switch 2 and how it may release in late 2024, contrary to my past videos thinking it's early 2024, based on some credible reports from Games Chronicle. I will say, if you do like my content and you're not subscribed, I recommend you to subscribe to extend exposure to my channel. It would help a lot. So, enough with the nonsense, getting into the video. Games Chronicle has multiple sources that are telling them that a late 2024 Switch 2 release is very, very likely. So, I do, even after the last video, I do kind of agree with this statement, because I was theorizing for an early 2024 release, but, I was kind of grabbing at straws, like, oh, maybe they could have Metroid at launch. It can't be Mario Kart, it can't be 3D Mario. When really thinking about it, why would they not have Mario or Zelda at the launch of their console? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So looking back, I think late 2024 does make more sense, even if I was trying to theorize for early 2024. So let's roll with this. They say that the screen's going to be LCD. There's going to be a cartridge slot, so they're not going all digital just yet. And yeah, there's not a lot of information about it. I mean, it's a Switch, right? It's a hybrid console. You'll be able to play it in portable. That's another thing. That's technically news. So, there's not a lot of information there, but the big thing is late 2024, and Video Games Chronicle usually gets stuff right. They're a pretty credible news outlet. It's not like they're Kotaku or anything. So, I do think that they are correct. I will take the L, and I will switch my mind to late 2024. Now, possible launch titles for late 2024. 3D Mario. It will have been enough time since this past 2D Mario to the point where they'd be okay releasing a 3D Mario. Not too much Mario in a too little of a time period. So, they'll release the 3D Mario then. I do think that there's another possible launch title. Once again, Prime 4. But if the console's launching late 2024, I don't think Prime 4 will be by itself as a launch title. I think it would be paired with 3D Mario. Now that'd be a killer launch lineup. 3D Mario to appeal to everyone, and Metroid Prime 4 to appeal to the hardcore Nintendo fanbase. I think it would work out a lot, and it would cover all fronts right at launch. And this article states that they're going to have a much more packed launch lineup because it's going to be launching at holiday. Now, if we remember the PS5 launch, it launched with 3 big exclusive games at launch. Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls Remake, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure, it was a Little Big Planet spinoff. So I think Nintendo's going to have 2 to 3 games at launch. I know we've been theorizing for one, but I don't think that's the case. They were able to do it with Switch because Breath of the Wild was massive. And before you tell me Mario's a bigger IP than Zelda, it is overall, yes. But the 3D games as of late have been outselling the 3D Mario games. Breath of the Wild outsold Mario Odyssey. Tears of the Kingdom is likely to outsell Mario Odyssey as well. Tears of the Kingdom's pacing to outsell Breath of the Wild. So, that's important to consider. Now, what's some other possible launch games? Now, I think they're going to have 3D Mario at launch, so I don't think they're going to have like a 3D Donkey Kong game or a 2D Donkey Kong game at launch. First off, a 2D Donkey Kong game would be too small to launch a system with. 3D Donkey Kong game, they already have a 3D Mario game. The 3D Donkey Kong game would not sell. So, I think another possibility for a launch game could be, they could have 2 launch games. And it could be 3D Mario and Mario Kart 9. Now think about how much of a smash hit that system would be right out the gate. Now I know it's two Mario games, but it's a racing game and it's a platformer. So they are different. And everybody's going to pick up Mario Kart. And everybody's going to pick up 3D Mario. Like that would sell a lot. Um, I do think probably Prime 4 and 3D Mario is like a better combination to do more with less. But I think Mario Kart and 3D Mario isn't out the question. Or maybe they just go 3D Mario. I mean, let's be honest, 3D Mario by itself should be enough. Um, Other games that they could launch the system with is the next Smash, although I think that's a little far off based on some news we've gotten recently from Masahiro Sakurai. So I think the next Smash is like 2026 around there. It's not going to be launching Switch 2. So that's out the question. Um, so really, it's just 3D Mario, Prime 4, possibly a Mario Kart. I do think Mario Kart may come in 2025 though. So really, 3D Mario and Prime 4, I think they could pair those two to launch the system. Maybe in 2025 they'll be ready to release another Splatoon. Um, just have that like a great 12-year launch lineup or 12-month launch lineup. 12 year, 12 years. Switch 2 will have a lot of good games. But yeah, like 12-month launch lineup. Like they could have. I still think an Ocarina of Time remake is in the cards, as is a Tears of the Kingdom definitive edition. Um, Maybe with the 1080p 60 FPS. So I think that's possible. Um, there's some other things I'm probably not thinking about. Um, but yeah, Ocarina of Time remake is possible. We haven't gotten much news on the development of that. Like, we don't even know if it's in development, but it's got to be in development. And I mean, it's Nintendo's most prized game, and we're entering an era where graphics are becoming photorealistic. So they gotta get on the train here. They gotta remake Ocarina of Time, especially considering a lot of places have been remaking their games as well, like Resident Evil 4 remake, Dead Space remake, all that. They got to do this with Ocarina of Time, and especially Majora's Mask, in my opinion. So yeah, continuing on, I'm going to offer some of my own speculation on the system itself, the hardware. So yeah, LCD screen makes sense. I mean, they're not going to go with the OLED screen for a new system launch. System would be 400 plus at that point. I do think they're going to try to aim for a either a 350 or a $400 price point, but I don't think they're going to break that 400 barrier. Um, they want to keep at least $100, buffer between them and PlayStation and Xbox because their system is a lot weaker, right? But it is a hybrid, so if you think about it, it is like two systems in one. So I think they're going to aim for 350 or 400. 350 is kind of pushing it, but we'll see. We'll see. Because $300 in 2017 is $374, 370 something in today's money. And if the new system was to launch at 350, that would make it cheaper than the Switch was at launch, technically. So I don't think they're going to go for that. I think they're going for 400, which makes a lot of sense. Inflation's bad. The supply chain's all messed up. I totally get it, and I'd pay 400 for a console. I'd pay 450. I would not pay 500. Well, maybe, but the point is, 400 is not going to sway my decision on buying the console, and I'm sure it's not going to sway a lot of other people's decisions. $70 for Tears of the Kingdom didn't stop it from becoming the fastest selling Nintendo game. So, yeah, it's something important to consider. I do think, in terms of power, it's going to be around. So just base power, it's going to be slightly above the PS4. Um, it's not going to be much more than that with this base power because mobile tech just can't do that yet. and you're not going to get like the high-end stuff to do it. I mean, the Steam Deck was using some high-end stuff and wasn't even close to a PS4. All right, so slightly above a PS4 is a W. But I do think in docked mode, there's going to be a lot of upscaling involved. We had that NVN2 leak from NVIDIA a while ago, so I think it's practically confirmed that we're going to see DLSS in Switch 2. Comes as a no-brainer. I mean, Switch 2, this era has more technology to take advantage of upscaling. We have DLSS 2.0, 3.0. We could upscale frame rates now as well. There's a lot we could do now with this tech. So Nintendo could take advantage of that. They could have a cheaper console with power comparable, or rather, I would say, an illusion of comparable looks to PlayStation and Xbox. But that's about it. See ya.